We've got Sandra, who's going to talk about how to add utility and value to an NFT. Sandra, please come to the stage.
Hi, everyone. How are you? Just trying to consider if I want to stand behind that and think that I'm a professor at university or walk around and talk to you all. Thanks for being here today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sandra, and I'm the head of Metaverse and NFTs at Zilliqa previously, and now I'm the co-founder and CCO of Metapolis, which is the first Metaverse as a service platform provider. And pretty much what we do is we give an ease of onboarding for Web2 and Web3 projects looking to enter the Metaverse space through, I guess you could say, digitalization, NFT, adding utility, and how can you provide a lot of value to the end user and to yourself as a business. So before I start, I guess I want to ask you all a question, because I like these conversations to happen, you know, not just one person talking, but more of a chat. There's a beautiful house. I want you all to imagine there's a beautiful house, beachfront. It has a sauna. It has an arcade room. It has a massive, massive pool, infinity pool. And it's absolutely what you would imagine it to hold if it was a dream home that you would envision for yourself. Imagine of that. Would you purchase it? Can I just see a show of hands, please? Would anyone buy that house? And it's reasonably priced, too. Wow, only 4 people would purchase their dream home? Okay, great. So this dream home, one thing though, it doesn't have a door. You can't access the house. You cannot actually walk in, but you are promised that the resale value is going to be great. Would you still purchase that house if it didn't have a door and you can't actually make use of it or actually enter it or experience it? No? Okay, that's the same with an NFT with absolutely no utility. Why would you purchase an NFT, or why would you even consider a project that is giving you an NFT that doesn't provide any value or use case to you and what you are doing? Now, I probably could have given you a better example, but last night I was watching a real estate show, and that was the first thing that came to mind right now. Now, if we look at NFTs, how are we going to break them down into industry, and how are we going to break them down into use cases and how people actually use them and apply them? One big aspect of the metaverse, and I'm going to be talking a bit about the metaverse right now, is because NFTs are a perfect gateway into how people can interact, engage, and build communities in the metaverse through the utility that provides access from brands, clients, and other, I guess you could say, communities that are building DAOs or building ways of engagement. Now, an NFT per se, a lot of people right now have kind of started moving around to, should we call it an NFT? Should we call it a digital collectible? What name can we give it? What name can we provide to it? And I guess for me, that kind of goes back to saying tomato, tomato. You know, regardless of what you call it, what actually matters is the use case that is behind the product. Innovation is not that difficult. What is difficult, though, is a product that actually adds value and a product that knows its market fit. Now, if you look at NFTs in specific, and again, I'm going to break it down into industry, NFTs started off with being more of a collectible through PFPs and through the projects that we all know and love that kind of triggered everyone hyping into the project, into Web3, and through the use of CryptoPunks, Bored Ape, and all the rest. Now, while they provided a massive stream of users, and they, in a sense, did add value, that value didn't come straight away. That value came later on down the track when they started to realize that communities were expecting and asking for more to happen from these NFTs. Now, NFT in specific, if you are to break it down from what does it mean from a design perspective, to a back end, this is where it gets kind of difficult. Because from the back end of an NFT, the front face of it, so now I'm just going to start speaking a bit of design principle. The design is there, but that's not what matters. What matters is what are you actually doing with your NFT and how do you add utility to it. When we look at the metaverse, a big part of what we do with our partners and our clients is that any access points that need to happen from a brand or to the end user happens through an NFT. So that means VIP access, that means being able to trade, sell, and own digital collectibles. It means also ownership. Ownership plays a very big part. But NFTs can not only stick to the metaverse and they cannot only stick to art-related PFPs. They also need to broaden out and expand into other industries. One of my favorite utility holder, actually, is the QR code. Unfortunately, now it's become a menu for everyone, but QR codes in general, they held a lot of possibility to become a massive, product within certain industries. Right now, due to COVID, mostly we use them only as a menu, like I said. But if you actually break it down, a QR code is not that different from what an NFT can actually do. QR codes can actually also link you to a lot of engagement. Now, for me to stand here and say, how do you add value and how do you add utility, that would be a wrong topic for me to discuss because I do not know any business model that you guys might have or how you do it. But what I can tell you is that you always need to give value and a reason for ownership to the end user. And how do you do that? You need to really understand your market, your product fit. Who are you targeting? Who are you speaking to? What is your end goal? What do you actually want them to do? Do you want them to build communities? Do you want them to have ownership? Do you want to incentivize them? Do you want them to have VIP access to certain areas? If we look at the medical field, NFTs can provide a lot of value. Now, I'm not going to call it NFT because I don't want you guys to link it to a PFP or any of these kind of design-related art products, but let's call it a digital collectible for the sake of it. Any product that comes through any industry can have an NFT allocation to it. Sorry, I thought someone was saying something to me. Can have an NFT-related attachment to it. Medical history can be provided through an NFT. If you look at automotive, that can happen through NFTs. Real estate, that can happen through NFTs. And I believe the person that was behind me was actually saying that at the end when I came in. Now, how do you do that? If you look at real estate or if you look at medical records, a lot of the times they come through, either having a PIN or having a Medicare card, or even just having, just your doctor records. How can we move that to make it more streamlined across ownership? You can, through an NFT digital record, from, let's say, a medical institution. I'm from Australia. In Australia, we have the Medicare card. The Medicare card pretty much holds all your access. Recently, they were hacked, and now there's a lot of issues happening because everyone's data was breached and a lot of information went out there. How do we fix that? If there was an NFT, what you can do with that is you can actually streamline the ownership of it, but you can keep all your records in one place, meaning that if I go to a doctor, I can pretty much just give him my PIN, or my address, or whatever it is, and he can just see every single thing I've done, along with universities, along with education in general. But let's push it further. If we are to break down value, what is value? Value is different to everyone in this room. For me, value could be something completely different to what everyone else here thinks it is. A Rolex watch has value because some people think it's a sign of success. For others, it's a sign of, telling the time. I don't own a Rolex. I wouldn't know I have an Apple iWatch. But when it comes to value, value is different dependent on every single person. How many people here actually own NFTs and they are very happy with the utility and value attached to them? Okay, that's perfect. Can I just ask one question, please? What is the utility that you are mostly happy with? Yield? Okay, that's great.
For example, I'm going to have 3 examples. One is governance.
Okay.
One is physical wearables.
Yeah. Concerts to Tomorrowland. Nice. Very nice. Okay. So if we were to break that down, right, what I just heard, while these add value, if we were to look at this from a marketing perspective, these are in a sense a marketing ploy or a marketing plan for going to market. Real utility for you did not come through the Tomorrowland ticket or came through the governance or that. That is ownership. That is, you own that, not for these aspects. You owned it because of what it actually provided for you down the track and what it will give. Now, let's say, are you going to keep holding this NFT for a while after all of the things that happen, or do you expect them to keep adding to it?
Yeah, the current one, yes, because I'm happy with the direction that the DAO is heading to.
Yeah. Amazing. So incentivization. In a sense, you invested in this product, and now you're being able to incentivize. Either you're getting an experience out of it, or you're going to resell it and make your money back from what you probably invested into the NFT. So anyways, it comes down, what is value? Value is different to everyone else in this room. Value doesn't really need to be connected to an NFT. Value can be added at a later stage, because whenever we launch any product through our metaverse, a lot of brands that come to us, they want to give you an NFT for you to be able to unlock purchasing their product. That is not value. When have you ever purchased an item to be able to unlock purchasing another item? And that kind of comes to mind where, if you look at airlines, Skywards and all of these things, right? They give you all the points that you can gather, and then they say to you, go to this website and you can claim, I don't know, a PS5 or a washing machine or an espresso machine. These things, again, while they might add value, they kind of limit the way users engage because they do not have a community. You are not able to interact. You are not able to go to the secondary market and sell your products and do whatever you want with it. That's it. You claim it, and it's yours. NFTs unlock the possibilities for us to integrate Web 2, Web 3, communities, and governance, ownership into one location. How do you do that? You do that through the metaverse. Why I'm saying that? Not because right now I'm talking about Metapolis, but because in reality, if you look at the best place to build communities, a lot of NFTs I own say, now you can have access to our Discord. That to me is not a big enough incentive. It's kind of like now you can add me on WhatsApp. It's not a big enough incentive because chances are not many people are going to be sitting down saying, oh my God, I just paid $300, $400, $1,000 for an NFT to enter a Discord. How do you give value? You give value through assigning an actual strategy that people can understand what your product roadmap is. And that is the most important aspect that we work on whenever it comes to any of our clients. What is your product roadmap? How can your end user actually benefit from the service that you are going to be providing them right now and into the future? Utility in itself can vary, again. And I know I'm saying everything varies because that's the truth. A lot of people here have different industries, and it's kind of hard to stand and say, this is what every industry can do. A big part of what we do in our team is that we work massively on strategy, because once you can strategize exactly the product fit that you are looking for, then you can deliver it to the end user. End users right now in consumer behavior is massively changing. People are now looking at how can I interact with other people? How can I build collaborations? How can I benefit from the creator economy to start making income, to start incentivizing myself, to start incentivizing others? It's now an investment in you and your future, and how can you pass it down from generation to generation rather than it being a one-off? We have a big part of our clients are esport partners. So we have maybe the top 3 or 4 esport teams in the world who are building their cities on Metapolis. And a big part of that means that if you look at esports by itself and their communities, they are already used to being in communities. They're already used to having digital collectibles. They're already used to I guess what you could say is a lot of the utility and value add to NFTs right now. So how do you make it more special for them to want to enter and engage into the metaverse? What we have done is we've worked with them on their focal point on how can you incentivize people, because incentivization drives behavior. Regardless of what anyone says to you, if you are incentivized to do something, chances are you would do it, and you do it really, really well. And this is what we're also applying in HR processes too. So we work a lot with HR companies on how they can apply NFTs on incentivizing and rewarding their employees, their clients. How can they bring it all together into the metaverse, and what does that mean? Because right now, an NFT doesn't necessarily need to be a PFP that you like. It can be an ownership that you have that is linked to you. It can hold your records. It can hold how many awards you've gotten. It can hold, I don't know if you have any allergies, or how many houses you have, that house that no one wanted to buy because the door didn't exist. So there's a lot of things that can fall into NFTs, value, and utility. I'm going to talk a bit about the metaverse right now, not shying away from the topic, but if we look at the metaverse as a whole, right? How many of you here actually find value in what is currently considered a metaverse online? One person? Great. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign. Do you mind if I ask what platform do you use, or what platform are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm building on Sandbox.
On Sandbox. Okay, great. All right, great. So with Sandbox, are you applying NFTs into any of your project that you said you are building? Yeah? Okay, perfect. Does Sandbox allow you to do that for the end user? Are you finding it difficult? No. All right, perfect. Okay, now, if we were to break that down, right, not many people put their hand up, because right now what you guys are seeing in the metaverse is considered gamified experiences. They are not built for a long-lasting engagement. It's not an always-on layer that is built for people to come in and out. It's not bridging the gap between the physical and the digital worlds. It's not seamless. I cannot be walking through London right now and decide I want to pop into a brand's metaverse, see their digital collectibles. I cannot purchase an item and see what I own from it in the metaverse as a digital collectible attached to it, or any VIP access. So this, to me, right now, is where the core aspect lies in any utility or value add to an NFT. Bring it into the metaverse, but connect the physical and the digital worlds. Give people a reason to want to engage with the real world, to the digital world. Connect these two worlds. No more should NFTs be focused on just what can you provide online or on Web3 in specific around building communities. Communities will build themselves and communities will be there. People will interact with each other. Yes, it is important to have VIP access to give the loyal users access to certain areas, but communities will work by themselves. How does the metaverse impact this? Always, always look at it from a wearables perspective. If right now I was to say to you, if you connect your wearable to your digital avatar, and if you run around the space, you can earn an NFT, you can earn VIP access, you can earn tokens, you can do this, this, and that, chances are you would love it and you would do it. Because we've tested the market, and a lot of people are more inclined to want to focus on purchasing an NFT if it provides value to them in an always-on engagement layer. What is an always-on engagement layer? It's a metaverse that is built for long-lasting life and not just focus on finalizing activations. From my perspective, what currently exists in the market are mini activation worlds. You go in, you do what you have to do, you claim your product, and then that's it, you leave. And that's it. But how do you build on that? How do you build a world where people are always connected? They're always with each other. Probably not even just having conversations in a community, but when they are actually considering how they can add strategy and value to it. One of our clients, I cannot mention them because of an NDA, but they are very big in the luxury industry. They have certain groups of people that, well, now with the crypto world, they have gone into their brand and they've said to them, look, we want to purchase 2 of these cars. And everyone is in shock. They're like, we have never seen this kind of market push before. But everyone is asking them, can I buy 2 things? 1, can I get an NFT with the car? 2, can I buy it in crypto? So now they have gone absolutely mad because they're used to people coming in with a suit and a tie and, all prim proper and all of these things. And now they have people coming in track pants and flip-flops saying, I want 2 of your amazing cars. I want NFT, I want to buy you in crypto. They come to us and they say, what can we do with this? Because right now, their community has shifted. Their customer has shifted and their behavior of interaction has shifted as well. And they are confused as hell. So when it comes to utility and value, they would not know how to do it. But if you give them a marketing plan, yes, they would know how to target their client because they've done it all throughout Web2 and all throughout the past before traditional became digital. Going Web3, going blockchain, going crypto, going NFTs, going metaverse requires a certain aspect of strategy that links utility and value to the end user. You never start a product with what I can give you, but more what do you expect to give me in return? Meaning, what do I want you to do for me to be able to provide it to you? Do I want you to continuously be engaging with my NFT? How do I do that? How do I strategize for it? Do I want to reward you? Is that what you expect? How can I do that for you guys? I guess being here today is very exciting because for 2 reasons. 1, seeing everyone here, I'd love to meet you all and kind of find out a bit more about what you think about NFTs, utility, and all of these things. But from my perspective, and just to wrap up, because I'm seeing the red blinker going like that to me, it's that NFT, utility, and value never ever starts from a product that you've just thought about. Always, always focus on the strategy and the product market fit. You cannot compete with yourself. And that is something that a lot of people try to do. They look at their strategy and they think this is not good. We shouldn't go to market right now. Go to market, test your market, see what utility they want you to give them. And this is where a lot of brands are failing right now. No one is actually asking the end user what they want. They are telling them what they want. And that might have worked with Apple, but Apple cannot be compared to an NFT that's going to market. Apple tells us what we want. I rushed out to get the new iPhone, and for the life of me, I cannot tell the difference between this one and the old one. I honestly cannot. And the camera isn't that good. But, I cannot get it to focus. I cannot get it to focus. So, Apple has done an amazing job at doing that. But right now, because we are still in the middle of mass adoption, people do not understand the full aspect of what value can be added, and it's our job to educate them. If you're in a position to be able to educate people, please do it, by all means. If you're in a position to launch a product, do it, but ask your users and your community what they expect from you and work with them on providing that value. Because you will never give value to people if you are thinking about it yourself. That has never, ever, ever happened. It's like kind of fighting with yourself in a mirror and expecting a result or resolution. It will never come out. Do not fall into the traps that other projects have kind of fallen into. I think, I don't know if we can name names, but if I'm not mistaken, DKNY, sorry. DKNY, I'm not an alcoholic, I promise. DKNY, they launched an NFT, and a big part of the NFT utility was that you can now purchase a hoodie why would I buy an NFT to then give you more money to purchase a hoodie that I can probably get anyways if I walk into your store? You know what I mean? That is not value. That is not value add. Do not be treated in a way that makes you feel that utility means spending money to spend more money. That is not utility. That is not value. Value is ownership. You own it. What can you do for me? What can you give me? How much value can I add to you? And vice versa. And this is something that we need to pay a lot of attention to in the Web3 space. Ownership is extremely important. Everything you own needs to have a benefit for you. Not just as a PFP, not just as a movement around, not just for communities, but what kind of incentivization do I get as an owner? And this is where brands right now should be focusing. I guess I'm just going to wrap it up. All right, perfect. Thank you all so much. And yeah, it's been great.